the last thing my daughter-in-law said to me before she blocked my number was, "Stop calling, Margaret. You're not my mother, and you never will be." That was 3 months ago. 3 months of silence. 3 months of not hearing my grandchildren's voices. 3 months of my son caught in the middle, torn between his wife and his mother. But yesterday, everything changed. Yesterday, Jessica called me, sobbing so hard I could barely understand her. "Margaret, I found something. I found a voicemail on my old phone from my mom to you from before she died." My blood went cold. "Jessica, I can explain. She asked you to take care of me, didn't she? She asked you to be the mother I'd never have. And oh God, Margaret, what have I done?" I closed my eyes, remembering that voicemail, the one I'd saved for 5 years, the one that had guided every interaction I'd had with Jessica since her mother died, the one that explained everything. "Can you come over?" Jessica whispered. "Please, I need to understand. I need to know what my mother said to you." And for the first time in 3 months, I said yes. But what Jessica didn't know, what she was about to discover, was that her mother's voicemail wasn't the only secret I'd been keeping. There were others, bigger ones that would change everything she thought she knew about her family, her marriage, and me. Let me start from the beginning. Let me tell you about Linda Chen and why her death 5 years ago set everything in motion. Linda was my son Michael's mother-in-law. But more than that, she was my friend. I know that sounds strange. Most people assume mothers-in-law and mothers-in-laws are natural enemies competing for their children's attention, but Linda and I were different. We met at Michael and Jessica's engagement party 6 years ago. I was nervous. My son was marrying someone I'd barely met, someone from a completely different background. Linda was Chinese-American, elegant, successful. I was a retired school teacher from Ohio who'd raised Michael alone after his father left when he was 8. I was intimidated.
But Linda walked up to me at that party, took my hand, and said, "Margaret, I'm so glad to finally meet you. Jessica talks about Michael constantly, and from what she says, you raised an incredible man." "Thank you," I said, surprised by her warmth. "I have a confession," Linda continued. "I'm terrified that Jessica is getting married, not because of Michael. He's wonderful, but because she's my only child, and I don't know how to let her go." "I feel the same way," I admitted. "Michael is all I have." Linda smiled. "Then we'll have to take care of each other, won't we? And them." That was the beginning of our friendship. Over the next year, as Michael and Jessica planned their wedding, Linda and I grew close. We'd meet for coffee to discuss wedding details. We'd text each other photos of potential gifts. We'd laugh about our children's quirks and worry about whether they were ready for marriage. Linda was everything I wasn't. Sophisticated, worldly, confident. But she was also kind, funny, and surprisingly vulnerable. She told me about her own struggles as a single mother after her husband died when Jessica was 12. She told me about her fears that she'd been too protective, too controlling. "I just want Jessica to be happy," she said one day over coffee. "But I don't know how to stop being her mother and start being her friend." "You don't stop being her mother. You just learn to be her mother in a different way." "How do you know that?" "Because I'm still figuring it out with Michael." The wedding was beautiful. Linda and I sat together during the ceremony, both crying as we watched our children promise to love each other forever. At the reception, Linda pulled me aside. "Margaret, I need to ask you something." "Of course. If something happens to me, will you look after Jessica? Not financially, she's independent, successful, but emotionally. She's going to need a mother figure, and I can't think of anyone I'd trust more than you." "Linda, nothing's going to happen to you. Promise me," she said, gripping my hand. "Promise me you'll be there for her." "I promise." I thought it was just wedding day emotions. Linda was only 55, healthy, vibrant. I never imagined I'd have to keep that promise. But 18 months later, Linda was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, stage 4. The doctors gave her 6 months. She lived for 8.
During those 8 months, Linda and I became even closer. I helped drive her to appointments when Jessica couldn't get off work. I sat with her during chemo sessions. I held her hand when the pain was too much. And I watched Jessica struggle. Jessica was 26, newly married, trying to build a career as a graphic designer. She wasn't ready to lose her mother. She wasn't ready to be an orphan. She became angry, distant. She'd snap at Michael for small things. She'd cancel plans at the last minute. She'd disappear for hours without explanation. She's pushing everyone away, Linda told me one afternoon. We were sitting in her hospital room, watching Jessica sleep in the chair beside the bed. She's so scared of losing me that she's trying to lose everyone else first, so it won't hurt as much. What can I do? Be patient with her. After I'm gone, she's going to need time to grieve. She's going to be angry at the world. She might even be angry at you. At me? Why? Because you'll still be here and I won't. Because Michael will still have his mother and she won't have hers. It's not fair, but grief isn't rational. Linda was right. After she died, Jessica became a different person. She was cold, distant, suspicious of everyone's motives. She'd analyze every gesture, every word, looking for hidden meanings or ulterior motives. And she was especially suspicious of me. When I'd call to check on her, she'd give one-word answers. When I'd invite her and Michael for dinner, she'd find excuses not to come. When I'd offer to help with anything, she'd insist she was fine. She's grieving, Michael would say when I expressed concern. She just needs time. But months passed, then years, and Jessica didn't get better. She got worse. She became convinced that I was trying to replace her mother, that every gesture of kindness was an attempt to manipulate her, that I was trying to steal her husband and her future children. The breaking point came 3 months ago. It was my grandson's 3rd birthday. Tommy, Michael and Jessica's oldest child. They also have a daughter, Emma, who's 18 months old. I'd been planning Tommy's party for weeks. I'd made his favorite cake, chocolate with dinosaur decorations. I'd bought him the train set he'd been wanting. I decorated my house with balloons and streamers. But when Michael and Jessica arrived with the kids, Jessica took one look around and her face went white. "What is this?" she asked. "It's Tommy's birthday party," I said, confused. "You planned a party without asking me?" I thought it would be nice. I wanted to celebrate. You wanted to take over again." Jessica's voice was shaking with rage. "You can't help yourself, can you? You have to be the center of attention. You have to be the perfect grandmother, the perfect mother-in-law, the perfect everything." "Jessica, that's not—" "It is. It's exactly what this is. You're trying to replace my mother. You're trying to make my children love you more than they love me. You're trying to steal my family." Michael stepped between us. "Jess, calm down. Mom was just trying to do something nice." "Nice?" She laughed bitterly. "This isn't nice, Michael. This is manipulation. This is her trying to prove that she's the better mother, the better grandmother, that she can give our children what I can't." "That's not true," I said, tears streaming down my face. "I love you, Jessica. I love all of you. I just wanted—" "I don't care what you wanted. I care what you did. You went behind my back. You planned my son's birthday party without consulting me. You made decisions about my children without asking me." "I'm sorry. I didn't think—" "That's the problem. You never think. You just do whatever you want and expect everyone to be grateful. Well, I'm not grateful. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of you." She turned to Michael. "We're leaving, and we're not coming back." "Jessica!" "No, Michael, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Your mother needs to understand that she's not my mother. She's not my children's primary grandmother. She's not the center of our universe. And if she can't accept that, then she can't be part of our lives." They left. Tommy was crying because he didn't understand why they were leaving his party. Emma was fussing in her car seat.
Michael looked back at me with an expression of helpless apology, and I stood in my decorated house, surrounded by balloons and cake and presents, completely alone. That night, Jessica sent me a text. "Stop calling, stop texting, stop trying to insert yourself into our lives. You're not my mother and you never will be." Then she blocked my number.
For 3 months, I respected her wishes. I didn't call, I didn't text, I didn't show up at their house, but I was dying inside. I'd see Michael at work. He's an engineer at the same company where I used to work in HR before I retired. He'd give me updates on the kids, show me photos, tell me about their milestones, but he looked exhausted, torn, guilty. "She won't even let me mention your name," he told me one day. "If I try to talk about you, she shuts down completely. She's convinced you're trying to manipulate us." "Maybe she's right," I said. "Maybe I was too involved. Maybe I should have given her more space." "Mom, you were being a grandmother. You were being a friend. You weren't doing anything wrong." "Then why does she hate me so much?" Michael sighed. "Because she's still grieving her mother, and you're an easy target for all that pain." I understood. I really did. But understanding didn't make it hurt less. I missed my grandchildren. I missed Jessica, despite everything. I missed the family we'd been before grief and misunderstanding tore us apart. And then, yesterday, everything changed. My phone rang at 2 p.m. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. I've been getting a lot of spam calls lately. But something made me pick up. "Hello?" Sobbing. Desperate, heartbroken sobbing. "Margaret, it's Jessica. I need to talk to you." My heart stopped. "Jessica? Are you okay? Are the kids? The kids are fine. I'm not." "Margaret, I found something. I was cleaning out my old phone, the one I used before Mom died, and I found a voicemail from her to you." I sat down heavily. "Jessica, I listened to it. I heard what she said, what she asked you to do." Jessica's voice broke. "She asked you to take care of me, didn't she? She asked you to be my mother after she was gone." "Yes. And oh God, Margaret, I've been so horrible to you. I've been so cruel. And you were just trying to keep a promise to my mother." "Jessica, you weren't horrible. You were grieving. I was a monster. I said terrible things to you. I kept you from your grandchildren. I made Michael choose between us. And all this time, you were just trying to honor my mother's wishes." I was crying now, too. "I should have told you about the promise. I should have explained." "No, you shouldn't have had to. I should have seen it. I should have understood that everything you did came from love, not manipulation. Can I come over? Can we talk in person?" "Yes, please. I need to apologize. I need to make this right." An hour later, I was sitting in Jessica's living room, the same living room where I'd been banned for 3 months. Tommy ran to me immediately, wrapping his little arms around my legs. "Grandma Maggie, I missed you." Emma toddled over, babbling happily. She'd grown so much in 3 months. Jessica watched us, tears streaming down her face. "They've been asking about you every day. Where's Grandma Maggie? When is she coming back?" And I told them you were busy. I couldn't tell them the truth, that I'd driven you away. You didn't drive me away. I chose to respect your boundaries. Boundaries that were cruel and unfair. We sat down on the couch. The kids played nearby, happy to have their grandmother back. "Tell me about the voicemail. What exactly did your mother say?" Jessica pulled out her old phone. "Do you want to hear it?" "If you're comfortable with that." She pressed play. Linda's voice filled the room. Weak, tired, but still warm. "But I need you to be patient with her. I need you to keep trying, even when she pushes you away. I need you to be the mother she's going to need, even if she doesn't want one. I know it's a lot to ask. I know she's not your daughter. But Margaret, you have such a big heart, and you understand what it means to be a mother.
Jessica is going to need that. She's going to need someone who loves her unconditionally, even when she's being difficult. Please don't give up on her. Please don't let her push you away completely. She needs you, even if she doesn't know it yet. Thank you for being such a good friend to me. Thank you for loving my daughter. Take care of her for me, okay? I love you, Margaret, and I know Jessica will too, once she lets herself. The voicemail ended. We sat in silence, both crying. She knew, Jessica whispered. She knew exactly what would happen. She knew I'd push you away. She knew because she loved you. She understood you better than anyone. And I proved her right. I did exactly what she said I'd do. I pushed you away. I was suspicious of your kindness. I convinced myself you had ulterior motives. You were grieving. Stop making excuses for me, Jessica said firmly. I was wrong. I was cruel. I hurt you, and I hurt my children, and I hurt Michael. And for what? Because I was too proud to accept help? Too scared to let someone love me? She took my hands. Margaret, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for the things I said. I'm sorry for keeping you from Tommy and Emma. I'm sorry for making you feel like you weren't wanted or needed. You are wanted. You are needed. And I need you. You have me. You've always had me. Even after everything I did? Especially after everything you did. Because that's what mothers do, Jessica. We love our children even when they're being difficult, even when they push us away, even when they break our hearts. Jessica sobbed. I don't deserve you. Yes, you do. Your mother thought so, and she was right about everything else.
But there was more, something I hadn't told Jessica yet, something I'd been keeping secret for 5 years. Jessica, there's something else. Something your mother asked me to give you, but only when you were ready. What? I reached into my purse and pulled out an envelope, sealed, with Jessica's name written in Linda's handwriting. She gave this to me the day before she died. She said to give it to you when you'd learn to accept help from others, when you'd learn to let people love you. Jessica stared at the envelope. What does it say? I don't know. She sealed it before she gave it to me. With shaking hands, Jessica opened the envelope. Inside was a letter, several pages long, in Linda's careful handwriting. Jessica read silently, tears streaming down her face. When she finished, she looked up at me. She knew about the trust fund. What trust fund? The one she set up for Tommy and Emma. The one she never told me about. She left instructions for you to manage it until the kids turn 18. My heart stopped. Jessica, I don't know anything about a trust fund. It's all here. Bank account numbers, investment details, everything. She set aside money for their college educations, their first homes, their weddings, and she wanted you to oversee it because she trusted you more than anyone. Jessica handed me the letter. I read it, my hands shaking. Linda had indeed set up a substantial trust fund for her grandchildren. But more than that, she'd written pages about why she'd chosen me to manage it. Margaret understands what it means to sacrifice for your children. She raised Michael alone, worked multiple jobs, put herself through school so she could provide for him. She knows the value of money, but more importantly, she knows the value of love. I trust her to make decisions about Tommy and Emma's future because I know she'll always put their best interests first. I trust her to guide Jessica through the difficult decisions that come with raising children. I trust her to be the grandmother my grandchildren deserve.
Most of all, I trust her to love my family the way I would if I were still here. She left me in charge of a trust fund worth over $200,000, I said, stunned. She left you in charge of our family, Jessica corrected. And I almost threw it all away because I was too proud and too scared to see what was right in front of me. That evening, Michael came home to find his wife and mother cooking dinner together. Tommy was helping set the table. Emma was in her high chair, babbling happily. What's going on? He asked, looking confused. I found Mom's voicemail, Jessica said simply. The one she left for your mother. Michael's face went through a range of emotions. Relief, gratitude. Exhaustion. Thank God, he said. I was starting to think we'd never be a family again. We're more than a family, Jessica said. We're exactly what my mother wanted us to be. Over dinner, we talked about everything: the misunderstandings, the hurt feelings, the love that had been there all along, buried under grief and fear. I want to make this right, Jessica said. I want to honor my mother's wishes. I want to be the daughter-in-law she hoped I'd be. You already are, I said. You just needed time to find your way. And I want you to be involved in the kids' lives, really involved, not as a visitor or babysitter, but as their grandmother, as my, she paused, took a deep breath, as my second mother. Are you sure? I'm sure. My mother chose you for a reason. She saw something in you that I was too blind to see. She knew you'd love us the way she did, unconditionally, patiently, forever. That night, after Michael and the kids went to bed, Jessica and I sat on her couch looking through photo albums. Tell me about her, Jessica said. Tell me about your friendship with my mother. I want to know everything. So I did. I told her about our coffee dates, our conversations about parenting, our shared fears and hopes. I told her Linda's sense of humor, her wisdom, her incredible capacity for love. She was so proud of you, I said. Even when you were being difficult, even when you were pushing everyone away, she'd tell me how strong you were, how resilient, how much potential you had. I miss her so much, Jessica whispered. I know. I miss her too. Do you think she'd be proud of us now for finding our way back to each other? I think she's been waiting for this moment for 5 years. 6 months later, we celebrated Tommy's 4th birthday. This time, Jessica and I planned the party together. We made his cake together. We decorated together. We watched him blow out his candles together. And when he hugged both of us and said, "I love my grandmas," I saw Linda in his smile. Emma took her first steps that day, walking from Jessica to me and back again, like she was bridging the gap between us, connecting us in the way her grandmother had always intended. Michael gave a toast at the party. To family, he said, to second chances, to the love that survives even when we tried to push it away. To Linda, Jessica added, for knowing exactly what we needed, even when we didn't. To mothers, I said, all kinds of mothers, the ones who give birth to us, the ones who choose us, and the ones who love us from heaven. Later that evening, after everyone had gone home, Jessica called me. "Margaret, I have something to tell you." "What is it?" "I'm pregnant." My heart soared. "Oh, Jessica, that's wonderful." "I want to ask you something. If it's a girl, I want to name her Linda, after my mother, and I want you to be her godmother. Officially." I started crying. "Are you sure?" "I'm sure. My mother chose you to be part of our family. Now I'm choosing you too. Not because I have to, but because I want to. Because I love you. Because you're exactly the kind of mother and grandmother I want my children to have. I love you too, Jessica. More than you know." "I know. And I'm sorry it took me so long to see it." Baby Linda was born 7 months later. She has her grandmother's eyes and her mother's smile. And when I hold her, I feel Linda's presence so strongly it takes my breath away. Jessica asked me to be in the delivery room. She held my hand during labor and whispered, "I wish my mother could see this." "She can," I said. "She's here. She's been here all along." Now when people ask me about my family, I tell them I have 1 son, 1 daughter-in-law who's like a daughter, and 3 grandchildren who are the light of my life. I tell them about Linda, the friend who trusted me with her most precious gift, her daughter's happiness. I tell them about Jessica, who taught me that love sometimes means being patient while someone finds their way back to you. And I tell them about the voicemail that changed everything. The message from a dying mother to a friend asking her to love unconditionally, to be patient with grief, to never give up on family. That voicemail is still on my phone. I listen to it sometimes when I miss Linda, when I need to remember why I do what I do. Please don't give up on her. Please don't let her push you away completely. She needs you, even if she doesn't know it yet. Linda was right about everything. Jessica did need me. She just needed time to realize it. And I needed her too. I needed to learn that being a mother-in-law doesn't mean competing with the mother who came before. It means honoring her memory by loving her daughter the way she would have. It means understanding that grief makes people do things they don't mean, say things they don't believe, push away the very people they need most. It means being patient, being persistent, being present. It means keeping promises, even when they're hard, especially when they're hard. Jessica still has difficult days. Days when she misses her mother so much it hurts to breathe. Days when she feels guilty for being happy, for moving forward, for letting someone else love her. But now, instead of pushing me away, she calls me. She lets me hold her while she cries. She lets me tell her stories about Linda, about their friendship, about the love that connected all of us. And slowly, day by day, we're building something beautiful. Not a replacement for what Jessica lost, but something new, something that honors Linda's memory while creating new memories of our own. We're becoming exactly what Linda hoped we'd become. A family, complicated and imperfect, but bound together by love that transcends death, misunderstanding, and time. The voicemail that almost destroyed us ended up saving us. Linda's final gift to her daughter wasn't money or possessions. It was me. It was us. It was the family she knew Jessica would need. And every day, I try to be worthy of that trust, to love Jessica the way Linda would have, to be the mother she chose for her daughter, to keep the promise I made at a wedding 6 years ago when a friend asked me to take care of her child. I'm still keeping that promise, and I always will, because that's what mothers do, all kinds of mothers, even the ones who love you from heaven.